Welcome everyone to Kaire TiC Talk for the month of December. We are going to talk about something that we usually do this month, and that's Misa de Gallo. And so, we have a few questions like, is Misa de Gallo a superstition? Or why do Catholics go to Misa de Gallo? Man, that might be weird, okay, for some. But with us today are, of course, two of our special guests. First is all the way from Masbate, Mape. No, Muppet is a current
Hi
Carry member,
everyone.
and then a lovely
Hello.
Carry member. She's also famous for videos, so if you want to know, just go to Carry page and find and page. So, and then our sister for today is Sister Nina Maria, and she is one of the Apostolic Sisters of Saint John, of which she's also our spiritual, one of our sister spiritual director in Caire. Hi, sister.
Hello!
Hmm. Sige, so diretso na ta. Okay, Mapet, sa'yo talaga ang bola
Sige.
first. Okay.
Go
Do you
Dea.
often go to Misa de Gallo? And why do you go to Misa de Gallo? Hapit na ba?
Yes. Kiboka, almost during the past 10 years kay mag-attend jud me. Most of the time, my reason kay lami man gud ang puto og sikwate after. So, malingaw jud kayo kung mo attend.
Sige, thank you, Mapet. Sige, how about you, sister? Do you go to Misa de Gallo?
Me, I'm not really Misa de Gallo's goer, so but it
Pareho
was
ka.
my dream. It was my dream to to really attend this mass or even at 4 a.m. But I was really it was for me it was really difficult to get up in the morning, and then after you go back home you have to go to school. So for me, in my life, I never completed. Yeah, it's a confession, but anyway, it's not a sin. I never completed the Misa de Gallo, but I really love this tradition because it's like it is really a joy for me to go to this Misa de Gallo, even though I'm not able to complete it. But the joy to be to wake up early in the morning to receive Jesus early in the morning, and even to see your friends also that they are also going to this mass very early, and the joy also of the children after the mass. Yeah.
Yeah, without tinood, sister. Although I admit, ako said, actually, I am not a goer. Like, no.
Ay.
Like, I can't wake up early, man. So, si Mapet, since goer man siya, have you completed the 9 days Misa de Gallo?
Yes, murag ubay-ubay na pod na times na naka-complete ko.
Wow.
So, anong effort man kay ka nga murag i-complete yun mo ang Misa de Gallo? Like, 4 a.m. every day for 9 days. Other than the putog sikwate, what is your intention?
I think most of us kay maujud ni ang reason, if not all, kay of course kabaw man ta na muingon sila na if ma-complete nimo ang Misa de Gallo kay at the end of it pwede ka maka-ask og wish anything na imong i-ask from the Lord. So, katatay na nakahibaw ko ato, hala, mao ba? So, murag ang ako bitaw, perseverance, mas ni grabe kay, o sige, kay naadjud ko special na prayer
Yeah.
ani, na ganahan i-wish or i-pray. So, mao to siya.
The sister, so murag genie na din ni si God, sister, kay kana mo make a kuan, ma-complete nimo, na
Wish.
may wish. So, what do you think about that, sister? And what does the church think about that? Like, is that also like a superstition? Okay, what about those na dili maka-complete?
Um,
So, meaning dili man tuman nilang prayers.
Yeah, I think it's really the church did not really said that you have to complete this Misa de Gallo. First of all, I think the Misa de Gallo it's only in the Philippines. We cannot see that in other countries. To do Misa de Gallo for these 9 days before Christmas. same with devotion. You know, there are many devotions like devotion to San Roque, devotion to Santo Niño, devotion to, of course, Mama Mary. And we completed these 9 days of prayer in order that this certain intentions would be answered by God. We are hoping for that. And so our prayers is always heard by God. And I think whether you completed or not the Misa de Gallo, I think God still hear our prayers. But you know, the heart of God is greater than our hearts. So it's not our prayer, it's in God. I mean, yeah, we are just human beings and we hope, of course, and the perfection and matuman ang atong prayer intention, it's always with God. Whether we, complete or not, it's always with God. But I think there are many testimonies that, like Mapet, that her prayer was answered. But there are also some who were not answered. I think it's really in our desire, in our perseverance, in our faith, that one day God will hear our prayers in His time. So,
Mm.
maura dyan na.
Yes, sister, no? Sige ka nang. But before we comment further kayo, how did Miss Aligalia start, by the way?
Yeah, there was a story. Mapit, you want to say something?
Yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, regarding sa katong last na gisulti ni sister kay mo
Um,
agree jud ko na of course God is all knowing and all powerful. So regardless if we finish the 9-day Misa de Gallo, of course the Lord will not base just because we finish or not go beyond Misa de Gallo. So happy ko, and then kanang mo agree jud ko sa gisulti ni sister kay beautiful jud siya na realization.
Pero mo complete jud gyapon ka para sa sikwate.
Yes. Pwede ra jud.
Yeah, pero going back, so before we move forward on like, so nga naman we still go to complete, diba? So before that, how did Miss Abigail start the sister?
yeah, about the history of this Misa de Gallo, but in fact, during the evangelization of the early Christianity in Philippines, it was in around the 7th-10th century that the Simbang Gabi, yeah, Misa de Gallo or Simbang Gabi, we called in our national language, or the etymology of Misa de Gallo is the mass of the cock crows. It means that when the cock crows in the morning, it's just people before the Filipinos, they get up early to go to farmings. And then there was this community of Franciscan friars, I think, that they said, okay, if the people cannot go to mass, so at 4 a.m., all these going to their farm. And so it started like that, this Misa de Gallo. But until the time in our Christmas celebration, and then we say there is this 9 days of waiting of Mama Mary. So the church in Philippines, they ask this if they can have this liturgy, I mean this mass, to celebrate masses in the early in the morning to before Christmas, so 9 days. So here in Philippines, we start on December 16 in order to have a complete 9 day. It starts in December 17 of the Great O. This Misa de Gallo was transformed into this Simbang Gabi for Christmas. So until now, the Rome granted, I think, this permission for us to really celebrate this mass. Maybe I could not find in the documents when it permitted, but it seems we are not used to it, to now at this generation. We are no longer used to go to mass. But the church, I think, in Philippines is really encouraging us to, yeah, to participate. And it's really like, as I've said, waiting with Mama Mary, this coming of Jesus to prepare our heart. That's it. Yeah. Dea?
Yay, thank you for that, sister. So, namti part na naputol-putol ka, so ako lang i-recap. So
Um,
basically,
Sige lang.
it actually started because mga farmers, no? Like they couldn't go to
Mm,
mass because they have to work. So, mga they started to celebrate mass very early at 4 a.m. So, mata the mass of katong the cock will crow. Tama ba ang pronunciation?
mm,
So yeah, that actually it's an interesting history nga karon murag kuan na gid siya murag na tradition na gid siya sa Philippines. So mag-clarify lang na ako po to everyone na of course even if we said na you don't need the Misa de Gallo for your prayers to be answered. Still, we don't say now you don't need to go there. So kana we also want to siguro in my next question we can talk about so why do we go to Misa de Gallo? I mean, why do we need to I already nag-intro naman gamay si sister murag it's the a way to prepare our hearts no but why do we need to go to Misa de Gallo and why do we need to prepare our hearts so maybe we can start with Mapet, do you have a conversion story? Okay, first, photo si Kwate, dahil na katong wish. But maybe something more spiritual. Do you have like a deeper reason for actually going to Misa de Gallo?
Bitaw kanang as I grow older and as I grow with my faith, I came up with a beautiful realization of my spiritual journey when it comes to attend. Of course, we are already in the season of Advent and celebrating Misa de Gallo is being done all over the Philippines, if not also in some parts of the world. And I would like to share that my realization is as we prepare for Christmas, it's just like we prepare our hearts for those visiting us. I'll just give an example. For example, um, every year there are people like friends and relatives that we invite to come over to celebrate with us Christmas. And with that, of course, we are preparing so much like our house, the food that we are going to serve, and all those tiny details of preparations. So for me it's like that. Our hearts at peace and we set our hearts also on fire
Mm-mm.
because we should not only wait for Jesus peacefully, but we also wait for Jesus joyfully because this is the main
mm.
reason of Christmas for us to be joyful always.
Wow, pang Miss Universe ka na siya. I'm so
Ah.
proud of you, my
Look at
friend.
you. Awesome.
But thank you so much, Bitaw, like to prepare our hearts murag visitor no. Sakto ganan ko ato na example no kay makasabot kita nga unsay pasabot ani. So but so going back to sister. So sister, di ba, naka-mention nga we need to prepare our hearts. So ngano day dili day ta maka-receive ni Jesus like if our hearts are not clean, we cannot receive Jesus ba? So, yeah, why do we need really to prepare our hearts to receive Jesus?
Yeah, it's really a very good question because if we don't have a heart which is ready to receive God, so maybe we can take the reading of the book of the prophet Isaiah when he said, "In the desert, prepare the way of the Lord, make straight in the way," and it was quoted in the Gospel of Saint Luke, even the three Gospels, when John the Baptist appeared. So God is calling us to prepare our hearts because in our hearts there are many things inside which are good, of course, and which are bad. Jesus said, "What comes from inside is which is evil." So it means that to receive purify, we need to clean through confession because it is only with true confession that Jesus can clean, purify our hearts. It's like murag washing machine ba? You know, in the washing machine we put dirty clothes and then in this machine, so it's cleaning. And then when the clothes go, of course, it's finished. It's already clean. So it's like this confession that one day or when Christmas arrives, we are already clean because In our hearts, I will quote you also these words of Pope Francis, which is said, in our hearts, there is pride. God cannot enter because our heart, I don't need God. So, of course, God cannot, no, we are free, and God cannot, how to say, push us. We are really the creature of God given with such freedom to choose. And with arrogance, of course. So when our heart is full of arrogance, still the same. I don't need God. I don't need this child Jesus to come into my heart. So in short, when in my heart this kind of even imaginations, very bad imaginations, when lack of charity also. So these are the things that Jesus cannot enter in our hearts because our heart is full of like we can call this one like sin ba. So yeah, I think that's it.
So, thank you for that, sister. Siguro katong part na medyo na-chop day kay katong pag-quote ni mo ni Pope Francis, na ana siya na,
Bitaw.
with pride and arrogance, kay you cannot welcome Jesus. So basically, there more than also like the Misa de Gallo, it's also a time to really go to confession and no, like what you said, so that we can prepare our hearts. Because I also remember the ay sister, so continue lang ako ang sharing ni sister na, di ba like, I think I heard you mention before na, if we confess man God, at that moment we become immaculate. And di ba like,
Yes.
pareho
Yeah,
ni,
yeah.
ni Jesus, di ba, dili man siya pwedeng immaculate, dili immaculate ang mo-carry niya sa womb, kay God man siya, no?
Mm,
So, di siya pwede
mm-hmm.
i-touch of dirt, something. That's why also we celebrated recently, last December 8th, the Immaculate Conception of Mother Mary, who is the mother of Jesus, who carried Jesus in the womb, di ba? Oo, so, wow, this has been a rich sharing because sometimes when go during Christmas, especially sa Philippines, September pa lang, Pasko na. And then we already Merry Christmas, but then some of the brothers or sisters will say, no, it's not at Christmas, it's still Advent. Sometimes mo skip na ta sa birth, but actually wala pa na tao. We are still celebrating Advent, and Misa de Gallo is in this time of Advent. No, so thank you so much for all your sharing. So maybe we can ask, what is your takeaway in this sharing?
Okay, can I
Yeah,
go
Mapet.
first?
Yes, go
Sige.
Mapet. More dahil day ka. By the way, kung naka objection sa mga nastorya na mo before, pwede ra.
Wala ra jud ko'y objection, then kanang joyful kaayo ko na nakapaminaw sa
Mm.
katong sharing ni sister, kay especially in this season of Advent. Kay for me, kay Advent man good, kay usually makadungog jud ko na kanang Advent is really the coming of Jesus to us, to the people. Like Jesus is really coming to the world as we celebrate again, um as we are about to celebrate again Christmas, which is Jesus being one of us. And then kanang naka-realize pud ko, naka-reflect pud ko na kanang beautiful siya, but at the same time Advent is also an invitation for us na as Jesus is coming towards us, it is also an invitation for us to come towards Jesus. And Advent is a very good preparation for us coming to Jesus, closer to Him. And usap pud sa akong kanang great realization kay as a Marian devotee, kanang all through the years na nag-attend ko og Misa de Gallo, kanang na-realize jud nako na Mama Mary is our greatest example on how we can best prepare for the coming of Jesus this Christmas. And for that, kay we may not able to carry Jesus in our womb like Mama Mary, but we can definitely carry Jesus in our hearts, and carrying him in our heart for them to be closer to Jesus as we carry Jesus to them. And unlike Mary, we are, of course, not sinless. We are full of shortcomings and faults, but Advent is really a great um a great preparation for us to be like Mary, to follow her example of humble faith, selfless charity. So kanang dili jud bitaw required for us to really go to Misa de Gallo, and of course with the wrong intention, but with the right intention, Misa de Gallo can definitely bring us closer to Jesus, of course, to the help of our mother, Mama Mary.
Wow, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so
Grabe
much,
siya.
friend. That was very beautiful, good. Coming from like, yeah, like ikaw, but we would consider
Oh.
ourselves ordinary youths, diba? But it's such a grace,
Mm.
good, to, you really have received such a wonderful grace hearing that testimony. And then, Sugi, how about you, sister? Any takeaway or any closing sharing, more input right
Yeah. Yeah, it's really for me, first of all, I really admire those people who go to missions or not. But it's really a beautiful, tradition in the Philippines that we are doing this kind of preparation to receive Jesus with the Virgin Mary. It's very important to include our Mama Mary because it's true that she's the one like carrying Jesus in our womb, and at the same time us also we would like to prepare not our womb because but our hearts. And it's true, it's yeah, I think the thing that I would like to carry, or I mean to, yeah, to say also about this Misa de Gallo is that this word of Jesus in the Gospel of Saint Matthew, when he said, "Stay awake because you do not know the day when your master is coming." Of course, we for Christmas, we celebrate the coming of Jesus already since 2,000 years ago. But like the liturgy, just to help us to enter to commemorate this verse, which is very, very important for the whole humanity. And yeah, Jesus is telling us, yeah, now stay awake because you don't know when the Master is coming. And it's true, each one of us, the Misa de Gallo, it's like we're staying awake, at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., awaken because everybody is moving in the house. And we stay awake to go to receive Jesus if we can. And the staying awake, in fact, the purpose is really to receive Jesus, always receiving Jesus that makes our hearts more, I think, happier in this world. And yeah, also this time of Misa de Gallo to carry all those people who never have this opportunity to go to Mass every day. And even in the, in
there?
different areas in the world, and we are very, very lucky to have this opportunity to celebrate Christmas before Christmas. And it's, as Muppet said, it's also a way of preparing to receive Jesus, to carry Jesus in our hearts with the Virgin Mary. I think, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Sister Murag. Yeah, ganahan ko ata imong closing na we do not know about when the hour will come when Jesus will actually come, and so we always have to be prepared. And Misa de Gallo is like one of the ways that we can really truly prepare. So, thank you so much, Muppet and Sister Nina Maria. So maybe
Yeah.
for the audience, what we would like, especially for you to take away from this sharing, is that the Advent is a renewed intention, by the way. It's a renewed intention in going to Misa de Gallo. It's an offering. We make this offering to wake up early. And it's a beautiful tradition because it's the whole church is really one. You know, you see the church, it's so one, it's so joyful. So I guess that's it. And watch once again, thank you, and hope you can share this video to your friends, and stay tuned because every month we will be having Kaire TiC Talk Thinking in Christ videos You can also like and follow our YouTube page, Kaire Cebu. Okay, and it will be the link will be down below. So once again, happy Advent. Thank you, Mapet and
Happy
Sister Nina Maria.
Advent.
Happy Advent. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.